Welcome back. So I'm only going to briefly talk about clusters because I'm going to expand on it in the next video. In the next video in this playlist, I'm going to use one of my older videos to kind of help. But basically, what Michael Porter is saying, with clusters, there's a few things with clusters, right? When you cluster a bunch of people together, think of like Silicon Valley. It creates more and more opportunities. It's moving beyond this production possibilities frontier. And think about why, right? Think about you go to Silicon Valley and you need a computer programmer. Or there's like everybody in Silicon Valley is a computer programmer, right? So what you wind up doing is you can get choices. You can get the best computer programmer that money can buy. Or if you're being a little cheap, you can get maybe a second tier level of computer programmer, right? You can do that too. That's okay as well. But the point is, maybe you couldn't afford the best computer programmer, but you can afford the cheaper one, and so you're at least going to invest in that cheaper one, right? That's kind of part of the cluster effect. The other idea is that, with the cluster effect is like maybe a computer programmer is complaining about something while he's working in an incubator, and there's somebody in the incubator who's an accountant, and then they can start talking, and next thing you know, they make like an accounting app that sells millions and millions of dollars, right? This is the whole point of clusters and cluster development. Now, Michael Porter emphasizes a lot about cluster development, that there's this geographical proximity. Again, I think in this internet age now, we can have clusters over very long distances because of the fact that the internet makes communication so much easier, right? Another thing that you can look at clusters is it makes it one-stop shopping for the customer, right? Instead of going all over the country trying to find the best computer programmers and the best software engineers and all this other stuff, you can go straight to Silicon Valley and you can make all of your choices. It reduces the transaction cost every time you use anything in that cluster. And so that's also beneficial. The customer is more likely to go to that one place, get their services, and then move on to the next thing versus spending all this time looking for the ideal computer programmer. So that's the whole point with cluster development. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this playlist. Give me the thumbs up if you like this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and then comment below. And like I said, after this, I'm also going to put one of my older cluster videos in here to kind of highlight just a little bit more than what Michael Porter talks about in the article. I'll see you in the next video, or I'll see you in the next playlist rather.